Well, we've been cruising historic Route 66 today through wind and dust and rain. Still making our way through northern Arizona, headed towards New Mexico as fast as we can go, but we've still been taking in some of the sights. We've seen some historic gas stations. We've stood on the corner in Winslow, Arizona. Winslow. We've seen old historic railroad hotels, Harvey houses, old Valentine diners. We haven't stopped for very long at any one particular place, but there's one place I have to make a stop at. One place I love so much, we've got to make a proper visit to. And here it is. It's the world famous Jackrabbit Trading Post. Oh my gosh, it is so freaking windy out here. I'm hoping you can hear more than just here it is, that world famous, iconic Jackrabbit Trading Post sign. To me, this is always when you know you're really out here. Okay, now you're getting beyond a day's drive home. Now you're getting out into the true Old West, the wilderness. You're about to hit the Navajo reservation. You're about to hit New Mexico. Whoa, look at this. Look at this. They've been restoring this side of the sign. I can see the yellow's freshly painted. The red is freshly painted. Looks like they haven't quite got to the Jackrabbit yet. One of these days, oh my gosh, it's so windy, my legs are gonna blow off. One of these days, I'm gonna get that Jackrabbit tattooed on me. I love that Jackrabbit. I'm gonna get the black version though, not the unpainted version. The Jackrabbit Trading Post has been here for ages and ages and ages. Of course, I've been here many, many times, and the owners, the current owners, Cindy and Tony, are the nicest people you're ever gonna meet on Route 66. They're the friendliest people in the West. The Jackrabbit's a little bit off the beaten track, and as you can see, maybe not the craziest looking building, but this sign here is so famous, infamous, because they would advertise themselves up and down Route 66 with a little yellow signs with that Jackrabbit on it, and just the number of miles, 375, 280, and then when you got here, you encountered this. Here it is. An old Route 66 was this road right behind London. That was the old route right there. As you can see, the interstate sort of cut it off, but this is sort of where Route 66 the old Route 66 goes right against the interstate, and then really right against the old, I think, Santa Fe railroad tracks. So you have kind of three eras of transportation meeting each other. The old railroad tracks, which used to be the way passengers crossed the country. Then you have the first roads. You got the 1926 and later Route 66, and then you have the interstate back there. So a meeting of all the minds, but I love to stand out here at the sign. It's so freaking windy though. The steady wind is 20 miles an hour. Those gusts are a lot stronger. It's dusty. We're gonna head across the street. Well, we're gonna head across the mother road over here and get inside. But first, real quick, hi-oh, Silver, away! All right, London's turn, he's mounting up. It's harder than it looks. That's a big, tall Jackrabbit. Did you just bean your head on the ear? All right, hi-oh, Silver, away, fun pick for Grandma. All right, we got Grandma's fun pick done. Let's get inside of here. There's rumors that this place used to be a snake farm or a railroad maintenance building before it became the Jackrabbit Trading Post. Does anyone know for sure? Let's go inside and ask Cindy or Tony and find out. Oh, we're back. Dude, that is so much nicer. It's so much quieter now. No wind. Dude, I love the Jackrabbit. I did ask Cindy, the current proprietress of the Jackrabbit, and she said that yes, it was indeed the Arizona Herpetoриum. They had a rattlesnake pit here, so this was at one time a reptile attraction. Then it became the Jackrabbit Trading Post, and as you can see, they got all this cool homespun merch in here, and you got petrified wood at like super good prices. You want a super good deal, you want some petrified wood, come to the Jackrabbit. They don't even like crazy advertise their petrified wood. They have all kinds of pieces. I see pieces for like $9, 15 bucks. Really good pieces of petrified wood, which is a big theme out here, as you'll find out tomorrow, or actually a little bit later when we go through Holbrook, Arizona. London's been learning all about this stuff. Look at this top shelf. People have sent them jackrabbits and bunnies from all over the world. Look at these old cool glass insulators from the old telegraph and telephone wires running along old Route 66. But look, these are sent from literally all over the world. People will bring them jackrabbits. It's sort of, the Clown Motel does that, but the Clown Motel has a lot of clowns. So this is a more reasonable collection, a more manageable collection. Look, you got patches, you got your cactus candy, you got your postcards, you got your, here it is, Jackrabbit, personalized name sign. I'm not sure they're gonna have a London one, but they got Rockstar, they have Faith, Hope, Love, and they have Number One Brother. So, there you go. I didn't make you any brothers, but your other family did, so you could be Number One Brother. Look at that. Look at all the jewelry. I think I need to show more of this stuff because I usually skip over the jewelry, and a lot of this is actually made by local Native Americans, and jewelry's not really my thing. I don't wear much jewelry, so I usually tend to skip over it. Tons of books. You know what? I gotta send them my book to put in here. Send them a couple of copies they can sell. But you got all the local history on Route 66. I try not to buy these until I'm in the area. I mean, if you want to do research beforehand, do it. But I try not to buy these until I'm in the area, or I buy a book ahead of where I'm going. I like to buy the books from Route 66. But this is one of my favorite places. There's a few snacks. You got ice cream in here. You got a couple of drinks in the cooler. I was just telling London and Cindy, like, I'm spoiled. I usually have this place to myself. There'll be one or two other people in here, and now it's packed. What do you think? They got everything. Yeah. Little bit of everything in here. It's very historic. You recognize the sign at least? Is it like familiar? Yeah. From cars and all that kind of stuff. London's very undemonstrative. We were just talking about this earlier. He's like, I'm having fun. You just can't tell. Because he's more mellow than I am. He is my son. He's the apple of my eye. But he's not all like, blah, 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 like I am all the time. He turned out the opposite. You are very funny, though. He's just very dry. He'll be all quiet. He'll be all stoic, straight-faced. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, a whole group is talking, and London will just say the most hilarious, dry thing that cracks everybody up. But it's funny because in the comments, I was telling you, sometimes you'll see people and you're with me, and they're like, you can tell he hates, he's miserable. And it's like, what? I think if you were miserable, you wouldn't be here. No. You having fun? Yeah. Learning? Want a chili pepper thing for your wall at home? No. It's a chili pepper thing. Look it. Aw, spicy. I love that Cindy and Tony will stock, you know, generic Route 66 merch, but they've done a lot to make their own custom Route 66 merchandise. They got all kinds of Jackrabbit products of all kinds of different quality, different styles. They got leather ones, they got embroidered ones. Oh, look at this. I've never seen these before. Look at these, like, carved wooden crosses over here. That's kind of interesting. Never seen that before. Got some other wood carvings up there. You got your Minnetonka moccasins. This is a very common thing in any travel destination, especially across the Southwest. You always have to have some moccasins for sale. But look at this. They got some shirts for bikers. Obviously, Route 66, very big with bikers. They've got ashtrays over here, salt and pepper containers. You got some more praying materials. Ooh, very glittery shot glasses if you want to go out with the gals and get crazy. And then they have actual Native American made pottery here, very fancy. This is like horsehair pottery. I think they take horsehair. There's some kind of way they burn it with the horsehair or do something. I can't remember the details, but this is like considered very fancy. I'm not very knowledgeable about ceramics and pottery. I'm going to learn more and then get back to you all. Dude, I've never been here like in June and July. Well, not for more than a few seconds. I've never really looked around. There's so many people everywhere, and look at all the merch. I've never been in here while it's bumping and going off. Oh, dude, that's a good one. Oh, 100-year merchandise is already starting to come out. This is the most exciting thing for me is London meeting Tony and Cindy, who run this place. Hey, Tony. And then look at this. I skipped over something by accident. This is the normal mileage sign that you buy as a tourist here. It's like a tribute to the old historic mileage signs. And they have some decals. They'll put how many miles it is to your house from the Jackrabbit on this for you. Well, I bought one of these, and they found out that I bought one of these. And Tony sent me a package. They made me a mileage sign, the big yellow mileage signs, the kind they make for other Route 66 businesses. I wonder if there's one in here we can take a look at. This is the little Jackrabbit Route 66 room. This is my favorite part of the whole thing. Check it out. So much good stuff. I love coming in here because every time I come in, I see something I've never seen before. There's so much stuff in here. I mean, that almost belongs in a museum. Good thing it's in a museum. I mean, I don't know what that would fetch on eBay. A lot of money. And it's so cool that they let everybody check out their treasures. I mean, look at all the old bottles and cans they found on the side of the road out here. Look at the old Ham's draft beer, Mad Men style. The old Coke cooler and just all the old advertising stuff. What's the Squirt shaker? Squirt, is this related to the soda? Probably not, but they got some salt and pepper shakers there. Got all this old interesting stuff, old bottles, spice bottles. Look at this old loom. Cindy's family has owned this place, I think going all the way back to the 40s and 50s. All the information is in here somewhere, but you gotta look hard and you gotta dig through. Look, they support a lot of other Route 66 businesses. They have everybody else's card out here. They're always telling people about me. They were just telling people out there, like, you gotta subscribe, you gotta follow this guy on Instagram and everything like that. So just the nicest, most generous people. A little bit of a Coke bottle collection. But here's what I really wanted to show you. Oh gosh, that's cool. Look at that old hand-painted sign they found out here. When a family owns a place like this for generations and generations, you'll find just like a dump or a back part of an old shed and find just amazing treasures in it. Okay, here, look. There's a picture of the Jackrabbit back in the heyday. I want them to get that metal Jackrabbit back over the door. Unfortunately, he's faced right into the wind, so if they did put him back, I imagine he'd probably blow right off the roof. Okay, this is what I wanted to show you. This is like the big mileage sign right here. Okay, this is what I wanted to show you. This is an old one. We got to be very careful. Do not drop that artifact. This is an old Jackrabbit Trading Post sign. So what they would do is they'd put the mileage on it, and then they'd go staple up to a telephone pole maybe, or more often, they'd put it in another, cooperating Route 66 business location. Okay, you can put it back. And they're still doing that today. They're still sending them to Route 66 businesses. So I came here and I left them a small handmade, hand-painted wooden Route 66 sign. I kind of snuck it in the museum. I didn't tell them I did it. I put it in the video just for people to visit, people to hold up, take a fun pic with. And it went pretty well. People tagged me in all kinds of Route 66 pictures, but people would tag me with the picture of the little sign that I made. And somebody actually stole it out of here. That sucks. But anyway, they found out I bought one of the regular mileage signs, and Tony and Cindy made me one of those there. It's actually in my garage right now above my workbench where I make all the tikis and all the wooden signs and all the other wood carvings I do. And so every day I look up at that sign and see, what is it, 512 miles or whatever, and I think, man, I wish I was out at the Jackrabbit right now. And I am, London. I am out at the Jackrabbit right now. You've seen that sign, right, in the garage? Yeah. Yeah, see, monosyllabic. But what are you going to do? All right, London signing the guest book. What were you talking about out there with Tony? You guys were chatting it up.
Stories.
Shoot, stories?
Mm-hmm.
Why are you always like answering with one word?
I don't know.
Hey, look, we got 3 words. Whoa. You know how I was saying, I always see something I've never seen before? Look at this. What is this? Jackrabbit? Okay, a gift from Bob and Lorraine Myers at the Rattlesnake Museum in Albuquerque. What the heck? There was an old high school where people were the Jackrabbit, so they donated it here. Jackrabbit. So just part of the collection. This is so awesome. I just love seeing all this stuff. Oh, look at that. You got some Kachina. What are those, like Kachina whiskey bottles? Weird. Look at this. I do not have that book. I'd love to get a copy of that. But look at the old Jackrabbit Trading Post carving right there. So many treasures. So London's absorbing all this. He's super tired, and I'm actually super tired today because last night we got maybe, what, 3 hours of sleep? I did, and you got what, like 6 maybe? But we're just exhausted. It's been what, been at least 106 the whole time up until today. This morning it was actually cool and nice. It was like 70 degrees. We were stoked. We were like, yes, finally human temperatures. And then even though it's cloudy outside, it's like it's up over 100 again. So it's also humid because it's kind of humid. It's not raining, but it was raining, but it's humid. It's moist. We're moist. We're moist. We're tired. We're dusty. I'm stoked. You stoked?
Tired.
We're stoked and tired, which is why we're trying to make so much distance today and stopping a lot less than we normally would, mostly because London's very, very tired. It's hard to absorb all the information I want to throw at him, and I kind of go overboard all the time. Look at this, and this is the detail, and this guy built it, and that guy built it, and da-da-da-da-da. And he's like, I can't absorb all this information. I'm exhausted. Wait, what is that?
Old flashlight.
Dude, turn that around again. That really looks like a lightsaber. It looks like Ignite the Green, dude. It's like a little Luke Skywalker action. Yeah. See, where are you just going to find an old flashlight? That's so cool. Oh, I didn't even notice before the old Jackrabbit Street sign, because it is Jackrabbit Road out here. And look at this. Jackrabbit brand Pinto beans? Okay. Cindy straightened me out and I found the article she was talking about. Look at this from 1948. You can see Rocky Rockwell opens new cafe dance hall on 66. He bought it when it was the Arizona Herpatorium and Rattlesnake Pit. He changed this place to the Lucky Me Dining and Dance Hall. That only lasted for a year or two. I guess people didn't want to do any dining and dancing out here. You are still a little bit far from Holbrook, a little bit far from Winslow. Joseph City's close, but it's not that big. So it only lasted until 1949. That's when Jim Taylor bought it and turned it into the Jackrabbit Trading Post. And then Cindy's grandfather bought, I think he leased it in 61, bought it in 67, 68, 69, something like that. He was Glenn Blansett. He was the guy running for state senator over here. So that's what that connection is. And then Cindy's parents, Phil and Pat Blansett, who I think there's a picture of them somewhere in here, but I cannot find it. Phil and Pat Blansett bought it, and they ran it forever. And then it got passed down to Cindy, who married Tony over here. So it's been in the family since the 1960s. But the Jackrabbit has been serving customers on Route 66 since 1949. Oh, see, Tony has busted out the secret history. Okay, so that's your dad.
Yes, this is my dad. So this is, they had in Joseph City, my grandfather built the motel.
No,
Pacific Heights Motel.
Okay.
And across the street, he built the Pacific Restaurant, the cafe.
I didn't know that.
And they had the best donuts. But
And that's
anyway,
him, huh?
yeah.
So he took over the Jackrabbit.
So he took over the Jackrabbit, sold all that, and took this over. And then after my dad took this over, he built that Texaco down the street.
Okay.
The one that we've been working on, yeah.
Yeah, I saw it's all cleaned up and fenced off.
Yeah.
There's a boat in there. Is that your boat, Tony?
That's a Jackrabbit.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's a Jackrabbit.
That's the original Jackrabbit boat.
That's my
Really?
grandfather's boat, yeah.
It was called the Jackrabbit?
Yeah.
So he loved these things.
It's in Ohio.
That's an original Jackrabbit
In
sign?
Ohio,
Yep.
yeah.
No
Somebody
way.
came in and he was just talking and said, hey, I found this in my album. And I said, I think I got the same picture.
No way.
It's exactly the same picture.
Dude, look at that old Jackrabbit right there. So you got the secret photo album of knowledge back here.
That's right.
Can anybody see this, or are we special?
No, you're good.
Everybody gets to.
If they ask, if they want to know, we'll show
Okay,
them.
there you
This is
go.
my grandparents right here.
Okay, so there they are. So that's
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 the ones
Glenn
that
and Hattie
we bought
Bell.
from.
Glenn and Hattie Bell. I love that. So he ran for state senator. Did he
was
win?
He was
Oh,
state
yeah.
senator in the 50s and in the
He's a good
60s.
senator.
Yeah.
He was state senator. That is so cool.
And then, let's see. There's a rabbit that they used to
That's
be
about your mom's
a
picture,
pet.
too.
Oh my gosh, this is amazing. I want to like take pictures of all these pictures because they're like, they're
There's
so
the Jackrabbit
cool.
car, the wagon, the station wagon.
You need to do like one of those Images of America books, but just of the Jackrabbit.
Yeah.
Because you guys have the whole history right here in
I
photos.
have somewhere in here, there's a picture of Jim and I next to it. Oh, this is when the rabbit came down for this one. That's out there now.
They took that one apart.
He was in bad shape.
Oh, how old was that
He
guy?
was from 1954 till 1985.
No kidding. Oh, there he is right there squatting.
That's
Yeah,
his,
that's-
his final, one of his
that's-
final
Oh
pictures.
no, he was. Oh yeah, he was really
was
coming
bad.
apart.
Well, you know, he was out in the open. The kids hung on the ears.
Yeah.
And, you know, back when we were kids.
You know who that
we
is
were-
right there?
Is that you?
That's
That's
City
me.
right there.
No way.
Yeah. Yep,
So
yep.
back when we were kids, we were just little. We were supposed to get baptized in the Episcopal Church. There was 4 of us, and we ended up 2 weeks and 2 weeks, 2 of us and 2 of us with chicken pox. So we couldn't get to the church. So the father came out here to get us
Really?
baptized and ran into the Jackrabbit back. He backed into that
The black
rabbit,
one or
that
this
black
new one?
That black
Oh.
one. And that was the day that my mom said that the rabbit got baptized too.
Yeah. So we know where he went then. He's like he's
That's
in
right.
good shape.
He's in good place.
So this
Useless.
Jackrabbit out here now is from 1985.
Yeah.
Dang,
He's
so
the
he's been there
oldest
my
of
whole
all
life.
of them. He's the oldest.
That's so cool. So he's lasted the longest.
I'm looking for a picture that your mom and I were together.
And then when did you show up, Tony? Look at that handsome fella. Is that you right there?
That's me.
That's-
playing
That's
around.
you.
That's me.
This is when Pixar and Michael Wallace was here.
Oh.
Showing us about how we were going to be
Oh
in the
yeah, Pixar. There's John Lasseter right there in his trademark shirts.
Yeah.
You got, I didn't know about the secret album of knowledge. I love this.
movie. We're in
Yeah.
it's like that wall of license plates and signs over by Alaska. It's a
Oh,
big,
it's in the
huge wall.
Yukon.
Yeah.
That's so cool. Oh my God. What's the
everywhere.
farthest place someone's put one that you know of? Like
Southernmost
moment.
Australia.
Australia.
really?
9,800 miles.
We need someone out there to contact like one of those South Pole explorer guys
See
and
if
go
we can
stick
get to
one at the South
10,000.
Pole.
Yeah.
That would be amazing. Well, I got one in my garage and I'm proud of it. I look at it every day. Thanks for painting it, Tony.
I'm sorry, I thought I had a picture of her mom and dad, but I don't know where it went. I think somebody snuck off with it too.
No stealing
That's my
pictures.
dad.
That's Phil, right?
That's Bill.
There he is.
Yep.
So man, so it's been in the family since the 60s.
Yes.
That's pretty impressive.
All but 12 of the 75.
That's crazy.
That's it. That's all she wrote.
Thank you guys, that's so cool. See, London? Special history. All right, London's getting himself a shirt. I'll show you what I got. I don't know how I passed this up, but this year is the Jackrabbit's 75th anniversary, and they have color changing mugs. When you put hot water or coffee in it, the mugs change color. So I got the 75th anniversary one, which changes to this. I can't wait to try that at home, see how well it works. And these are gonna be gone. And in 2 years, they're gonna have the 100th anniversary of Route 66. And then these guys will be 77 on 66 on the 100. It's a lot of numbers. A lot of numbers. I'm trying to keep track of all the numbers. Look at this. I was teasing London earlier that he's never going to find his name. Unbelievably, there's his name. I'm not getting this time, but next time, this is mine. Arizona unsweetened jackrabbit milk. Okay, I know most of you watching this channel are used to Random Land, a little bit more thought out, planned out, a little less off the cuff. But that was so special, you guys, and the reason I knew that was, I kind of knew that was gonna happen, and the reason I wanted to do kind of this sort of like off the cuff, sometimes vlog style filming today, is because I kind of wanted to show you, and I was hoping this would happen, what Route 66 is really all about. When you actually come out here and go in these places, you're not holding the camera and trying to film documentaries like normal, but you just kind of walk in and hang out. You will meet all kinds of people who have all kinds of family stories and family history to share and tales to swap. And they ask you about your life and where you're from, and that's all part of the experience. So it's such a special moment. Cindy and Tony pulling out the old, you know, photo album for the Jackrabbit, and we were talking for a while. They gave me another Jackrabbit souvenir magazine and signed it for me. I mean, these are the people who are rock stars to me. These are the people that I want you guys to meet. It's really easy to go down Route 66 and say, here's this attraction, here's that attraction, but to me, the people are paramount. And all the people that I've met that are so friendly, like Sam at the Elf Trovator in Kingman, or Cindy and Tony out here at the Jackrabbit, those are my celebrities. Those are my heroes. I love those people. Okay, it's too windy. We got to get out of here. Look at that. The storm's coming in. So we got to say goodbye to the Jackrabbit. Here it is, and there it was. Time for London and I to head on down the road. We're going to look. Okay, it's nice to be out of the wind. That feels so good. Okay, we're going to look at one more thing together with you guys that London hasn't seen in real IRL yet, in real life yet. And then at some point, we're going to have to hunker down for the night. Not sure if we're going to make it all the way to Gallup, but we are for sure going to make it to the next town over, where there's one more thing I want you guys to see. One more thing I definitely want London to see, and a place that I hope we get to stay next time if the timing works out differently. Just got to cruise up here to Holbrook. We're going to see something I can't at least not stop for a few minutes and look at. I just can't. It would just be so wrong to be traveling Route 66 and not get off the freeway in Holbrook. You know what's coming. Dude, London is DJing for me, and he's finding me all this music from like old NES games like Adventures in the Magic Kingdom, Bugs Bunny Crazy Castle. He's showing me stuff that I like. He's showing me stuff he likes. And now I'm going to show you something that I really like. It's the freaking Wigwam Motel, or as I like to call it, the good Wigwam. Sorry, it's still windy out here, guys. We got a little wind muff on the mic. Not sure how great it's going to be. See, one of the things I wanted to do coming down here, because I haven't done the complete Route 66 in so many years, one of my objectives was to really at least peek at stuff, whether on camera or off camera, and see what's changed and what hasn't changed. And so I am overjoyed, honestly, that the Wigwam Motel has survived the pandemic, that not too much has changed here. And all I can think now is my little song. You remember the song, guys? If you're feeling sleepy, just go pee-pee in a teepee, and then you'll feel oh so much better. Come on, remember the song? Remember when I teepeed the teepee? Well, I teepeed the Wigwam, and then I've seen a lot of people do that afterwards. You stole my bit. I'm just joking. Oh, what'd you see? Tomato's grandpappy? See, London coming alive, getting the smiles out of this kid. There's Tomato's grandpappy right there. Where else can you see that? Only in Holbrook, Arizona. This is one of my favorite towns to stay in. I do like staying at the Wigwam. I like it because the Safeway is right across the street. There's other hotels in town, though. The hard part with the Wigwam is that sometimes I think you can actually stay in some of the actual motel buildings back there now. I'm not sure if they're still owned by the Wigwam Motel people, but originally they built all that, you know, to have a quote-unquote modern hotel rooms when these sort of got outdated back in the day. I saw them on like Airbnb or something. Anyway, the problem with this is there's only so many of these cones you can stay in, and so when they get booked up, when they get busy, and obviously it's not busy yet because people are still cruising Route 66 at the moment. When it gets busy, it's really hard to get a reservation here. For whatever reason, they're not on hotels.com, and I think they're on booking.com, but sometimes it doesn't show any availability, and then I've called day of or walked in and you could get a spot, but lots of times it's booked up because, come on, who wants to sleep in a regular motel room? Who wants to sleep in a freaking Motel 6 when you can sleep in a wigwam? These are the coolest things ever. There were 7 of these originally. There's one in Rialto, California that I sort of gained my first fame on Route 66 with Route 66 business owners by an incident that happened there. They were on my side, thankfully, but there was a little bit of an issue there. Things got kind of weird. No need to go into it. I don't like to dwell on things that are negative because who cares? And I don't like to cause any drama, but I had to tell the story of that original Wigwam Motel because I always keep that stuff out of the videos. Personal drama or weird incidents, I usually try and keep anything negative out of the videos. But I had made this kind of video that ended up by accident sort of being a glowing review of staying there. And then all the comments, it's very early in me making videos, were like, I'm taking the kids out there. And we were like, oh, probably should have mentioned why that might be a bad idea. So I had to make a follow-up video and explain what happened. It was a whole fiasco. Anyway, so when I finally got to come stay here, I call them the good wigwams. And they're all good. New management over there. So they're all good. I'm good with all the wigwams. I'm cool with everybody in the world. There are people who hate me. I hate no one. And London can testify to that for sure. He knows, if you catch my drift. He can testify that I hate no one, and he can testify that people hate me. Okay, look at this. Wigwams, it's wonderful. Ah, too bad we can't stay here tonight.
Maybe next time.
Maybe next time, all right. That's a deal, right? You gave me your promise. Next time we're planning out, we'll come back and we'll go pee-pee in a teepee. That's my favorite thing. Pee-pee in a teepee, teepee the teepee, wigwam in the sleepy. You know what I'm saying? You feel me, dog. You know what's up, homie. I'm hip. I know about Gen Z. I know what Gen Z's into. I know what Gen Z is down with, Holmes. I know how the kids talk. Is that how you guys talk?
No.
Is this how you wear your hat at least? No. Oh. I'm not cool anymore. Oh wait, I never was cool. Whew, I thought I lost it. Anyway, yes, I'm happy to report the Wigwam Motel is still here. I believe the neon still lights up at night. You can still come out here, get a little shelter from the storm, sleep in a wigwam. Some other things that have really changed down here in Holbrook that I'm not happy about, some historic buildings that were torn down. And back over here, if you guys have been watching for a while, you'll remember that I used to love a certain sign, a certain neon sign that was just down there. See this wigwam? Just down there was a restaurant called the Plainsman Restaurant, I believe. They have this giant neon sign with an old rifle, and as you can see, it's gone. I think a collector bought it. Hopefully it ends up in some kind of museum or something, if so, but it's gone. Someone took the Plainsman rifle sign. Now I get it. I know that property owners on Route 66 of old shuttered buildings that they can't restore, you know, they don't have a lot of money to do new stuff or whatever. And at least that brings some income, but some of these things are just landmarks, you know. I used to always stop over there, take pictures of that thing. I always hoped someone would kind of buy that restaurant and reopen it. It's hard to revitalize small towns though, like to revive, I mean, because other than the Route 66 traffic, which is mostly seasonal and kind of depends on trends and whether or not people care about it, which is why people like me go so hard for like, come out here, enjoy the magic, because I know how difficult it is. The town population isn't big enough to support motels. You don't have that many relatives visiting or that many restaurants. You know, it's all dependent on population, money, economics, time. It's a lot of factors. The other thing I was really annoyed about is that they built one of these dollar stores over here, over another classic building that I used to love taking pictures of, which was right next to the wigwams. And it was right over by the railroad tracks. I don't want to dwell on it, but there are some sad changes. So next time I come to Holbrook and when I stay in the wigwam, I'll probably get into detail about it, but depressing. I don't want to focus on that because London's with me, you know. Let's look at what's here. Let's be grateful for what's left. And let's be grateful for all the people like Cindy and Tony that have hung on to family businesses, and people like Sam at the El Trovatore who have bought old places and restored them, sometimes one board at a time, and just be grateful for what we got. But yeah, it's a little bit sad. Some of my favorite stuff has disappeared from Holbrook, but that's okay. All right, as you can see, the weather's just, it's nuts. It's like really windy. I'm sure you can hear some of that wind. If you can't, then this camera and this little microphone is more amazing than I thought. It's been a weird adventure today, but a fun one. We're gonna figure out where we are actually staying. It's a little further ahead. We're gonna meet you guys, not in Arizona, but off farther, one state up in New Mexico. I don't know if it'll be a random land or sometimes vlog, but we're gonna be doing it. We're gonna be cruising Route 66. As you can see, these sometimes vlogs are getting a little more edited. See, I can't help myself. I start getting in more detail. I want to throw in one more location, one more spot. I want to give you guys one more sick angle on a beautiful old vintage vehicle. I can't help myself. It's so fun to share Route 66. It is my passion, one of my favorite things of all time. And if you've enjoyed this video, you'll definitely enjoy the full Route 66 series. Check out the playlist. It'll pop up on the screen towards the very end of this video. I'm very glad you guys watched it. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching it all the way to the very end. The All the Way to the Very End Club. You guys are my bestest friends. My other bestest friends joined the Random Land Adventurers Club over on Patreon. So if you want to check that out, I'll see you over there. We got the new book out, Tales from Random Land. I got to send Cindy and Tony a copy of that book. I got to send them a copy. Somebody remind me. Remind me on Instagram in 3 weeks or so. That's it. If you watched this far, you have definitely done me a huge favor, and I've enjoyed spending this time with you. You've done your duty. Now it's time for me to go spend time with London. You can motel and sleep well. Whoa! Wicked dismount. Willow, 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 willow.